Hey everyone! Today, I'll show you how to split the same image texture across multiple objects in Blender. Whether you're working on environment assets, game models, or stylized scenes, this method keeps everything cohesive without duplicating textures. Let's get started. If you are curious about where this image is from, please check out my cozy puzzle game on Steam. First, I have multiple objects that I want to share the same texture or image. In other words, I want them to be part of the same big image, but just a bit of it, like a jigsaw puzzle. Right now, if I apply an image texture to all of them, they all get the same image, like an army of clones, but less intimidating. So the first thing, select all your objects and merge them with Ctrl+J or Command+J. This is the digital equivalent of making new friends, except they have no choice in the matter. Now, hop into edit mode, hit 7 for a top view, select everything, and hit U to unwrap. Choose unwrap from view with bounds. This method keeps the top faces aligned with their position in 3D space, which is exactly what we need. You could unwrap from different angles depending on your project, but for this setup, a top-down projection makes the most sense. Now, let's switch to the UV editor to see the unwrap results. At this point, adding an image texture will help us visualize how each face aligns with the texture. To actually see the texture on the model, we need to assign materials. In the Material Properties panel, the red sphere icon, add two materials. The first one will cover the entire object like a base coat of paint. The second one is just for the top faces where we want the texture to show, like the icing on a cake, except it's digital and nobody eats it. Cool. Now, let's select the second material, click the yellow dot next to base color, and choose Image Texture. You can import your own image, or use the little arrow to grab one you already have imported. Still nothing? That's because we haven't told Blender where to put this material. So back into edit mode, unselect everything, A to select all, then Alt+A to deselect, hit 7 for top view, and start selecting all the faces where the texture should go. A fast way to do this is using Circle Select C while in face selection mode. Once selected, go to the Materials tab, choose the second material, and click Assign. Now, the texture correctly applies to just the top faces, while the rest of the object remains unaffected. Finally, we need to separate the objects back into individual pieces. Stay in edit mode, select everything, A, and press P to separate. Choose by loose parts. And that's it. Each object now correctly samples part of the larger image, while still being its own separate piece. You can use them like this, or merge multiple smaller pieces into bigger chunks, as I did in the game Hexbound. Now, let me show you how this works in a game engine. I'm going to use a new Unity project for this example. Now, to keep things simple, I'm going to merge all of my hexagons into 4 bigger ones, so we have fewer to deal with. So here we are in Unity with all the objects imported, and in my scene view. You notice that they are all white and no image is showing. Here's what to do. Go to any object and export the materials. You only need to do this once for one object. With the materials exported, go through all your FBX files and assign these materials to them. There are multiple reasons to do this, but as a general idea, it helps with performance and you can swap the image later on. Now bring in your image into your project and simply drag it into the base map property of your second material. That's it. We can now see the image in Unity. You can also change the image at any time and it will still work. A simple, effective way to map a single texture across multiple objects while keeping everything flexible. If you found this useful, let me know. Otherwise, happy blending. See you in the next one.